What's up, my doers and duets? Welcome to another episode of SportsCy. So one of the things that I like to work with my tennis players is trying to find ways to make them better at their sport and also ways for them to avoid injuries. Luckily today, I'm joined by one of my favorite coaches here at the facility. This is Marcus. Marcus, introduce yourself.
Nice to meet you guys. My name is Marcos. I'm from Brazil and I'm an international player. I will be joining Marymount University in a couple of weeks.
Figured as a way he's actually allowed me to be able to record him and show y'all one of the things I was able to work with him today. And the first thing that we worked on was Lat Pulldown, correct? Mm-hmm. So now with this facility, we don't necessarily have a traditional lat pull down machine. So we improvised where we used a band. And so we set up pretty much on the cages. And what he did is that he bent over and he was pulling it down so that he can get that latimus dorsi. Like now, where would you feel it the most? Like now, how do you feel that helps you with tennis? Like that muscle?
I do feel that it helped me a lot for serves, because I need to be able to do the rotation and as fast and as strong that I can do. So with the rotations, I'm gonna for sure improve all my strokes, not only forehands and serves, but also my backhand, because I need the rotation for everything. And the back is one of the majors, back and core, one of the majors upper body muscles that I need to use to do that. Okay, that's good. It's funny that he actually mentions the core, because the next thing that we did was the dead bug.
Exactly. And how did that feel, the dead bug?
Really good. Not a pleasure I thought it was. But I felt a lot, especially because I need to be forcing my core all the time. I don't have time to rest, like if I'm doing a normal pull down, sit down or something like that. So I love it actually, and it's something kind of fun because you need to be focused on like holding the ball the whole time. So I love it actually. And
he even made a variation of it. So sometimes when you're doing a dead bug, you can choose to do one side versus the other. And he even told me when we were working on it that he preferred to work on opposite sides, because then that way he was having a more balanced thing, because he felt you felt that on your right side you were doing more.
Yeah, exactly, because usually that's normal from tennis players, as we only serve from the left side to the right. We use more one of the sides of the abs. And so that's just normal. I'm a little bit stronger in one of the sides. So when I was doing, I was starting always on my right side to do the dead bug. When I got to 7, 8 and I switched the other side, I was able to do only 4. So then I start to alternate them, so that way I can keep my body balanced.
After that, the next thing that we did was
the hamstrings.
But this one was with a bigger ball. So this is Swissball ham curls. If you're watching the channel, you probably see me do it before, and this is a great exercise for your hamstrings. And how did that one feel?
I love it actually. It's something that I also need, because of the ball I don't have that much of balance, so I need to be focused the whole time on like my body straight, and I'm not using a lot of my lower back or my back to have some pain and all that. And it's also something that Cyrus helped me a lot to engage my hamstrings, not only as getting stronger but getting loose. I don't have that much of flexibility, so we're also doing a lot of hamstring workouts and also some stretching that for sure that will help me a lot.
And part of the reason why I like to work with tennis players a lot on this is because I found that a lot of tennis players find themselves in that position where they're bent down, so their hips tend to be tight and their hamstring also tend to be tight, just because they don't use them as much. So like they tend to have weaker hamstrings, and their quads is what's pulling most. And so I wanted to work on some hamstring, which is a muscle that they don't necessarily work on too much. After that, next thing that we did a DB Simmons press. Now DB Simmons press, if you're looking at it, it kind of looks like a skull crusher, but what's different about it is that you have the hands turned in, so it's more it actually works the biceps at the same time, and it's a good way to work the triceps. Now how did that one feel? Because at first the weight that I was using was a little bit heavy.
Exactly. And then the first thing that I felt uncomfortable and was hurting a little bit was my elbow. And as a tennis player, I'm 20 years old right now, so I kind of play tennis for kind of long, and I try to go to the gym a lot, so I know exactly what parts I shouldn't feel, like knees, elbows and shoulder. I shouldn't feel like pain on that. And in the beginning I was feeling a lot of pain and was really uncomfortable, not only because of the weight, but I think the way that I was doing, because with actual weight I think it's hard for you to keep the whole movement going on. So then Cyrus told me to put less weight, so we you went down from 15 to 10 pounds.
Yes, yeah, 15.
So then was way better. I felt a lot of like a good pain in my biceps and my triceps mostly, and I think it was a pretty good workout.
The other reason why I used 10 pounds is because the position that you're holding it in, skull crushers, is the reason they call them skull crushers, is because if you drop the weight, you're cracking your skull. Now, with 10 pounds, what's great about it is that you can actually using gravity to help you in this sense. So at the position that he found himself, where I put his elbow to where it's about 90 degrees, he was able to get more of a tricep workout out of it. So after we did that, the next thing that we did was the Tibialis Anterior. Now,
Exactly.
if you're not new to the channel, you know Tibialis Anterior is one of my favorite muscles to work on, and part of it is because it protects the knee. Now, when you were doing it, how did it feel?
Was something different I never did actually, and it was really nice to do something different like that. And I felt the beginning kind of like silly, to be honest, but then after I saw like the muscle already like pulling out, I was like, oh, that's nice. And it kind of looks like in a leg when it's like getting like the muscle
nice
like, cut.
Pump, man.
Yeah, exactly. And also I know that it will protect all my knee and my leg, and some muscles in my leg like that, and also my hamstring and my calves I need to improve a lot. So for sure that will help me too.
So that really does it. That workout was good. I really appreciate Marcus helping me out. So that's one of the ways that if you're a tennis player, you need to be training. You need to consider all the different ways that you're working opposite muscles of the sport that you're playing, and that's just a preview of it. If you're interested in the workout that we did, I actually put it in the description below, and if you need a customized program, shoot me an email at shemafitness@gmail.com and I'll be glad to write one for you. That's it for me here. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe because it's cool on SportsCy, and if you enjoyed that video, give it a thumbs up. To my doers and duets, I appreciate everything you do. Keep this channel strong, and I'll catch y'all next time. Thanks for checking me out.